Early life and educato in Wayne Eyre was born in 1966. In Saskatchewan, a province known for its rugged landscapes and strong sense of service. Growing up, he was inspired by Canadian veterans and stories of courage. That motivation led him to pursue a military career at a young age. He enrolled in the Royal Military College of Canada, where he developed leadership discipline and a deep understanding of military ethics. This foundation would shape his future. In the Canadian Army ROI Korea and PACXIKNGA4, graduating Eyre joined the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry PPCLI, one of Canada's most decorated regiments. His early service took him across the globe in the 1990s. She was deployed to the former Yugoslavia, where he served with distinction during the UN peacekeeping missions in Croatia and Bosnia. He witnessed firsthand the horrors of war, shaping his deep commitment to peace, international cooperation, and operational readiness. Silamia Bayanji, the Aryanka says leadership and professionalism were quickly recognized. Over the next 2 decades, he climbed through the ranks, serving as commanding officer, brigade commander, and later deputy commander of United Nations Command in Korea, a rare honor for a Canadian general. In 2018, he became commander of the Canadian Army, responsible for all land operations across Canada and abroad. Under his leadership, the Army focused on modernization, diversity, and rapid deployment capabilities. CHIF of the Defense's staff narrator. In 2021, Wayne Eyre made history when he was appointed Chief of the Defense Staff, the top military position. In Canada, he stepped into this role during a period of crisis, with the armed forces facing internal challenges and global instability. His mission was clear: rebuild trust, improve culture, and prepare Canada's military for modern threats, including cybersecurity, climate change, and Arctic sovereignty. Leadership style. And Vice-Admiral General Eyre is known for his humble demeanor, strategic thinking, and people-first approach. He has spoken openly about mental health, veteran support, and cultural reform inside the military. He champions stronger ties with allies, modernization of equipment, and ensuring the military reflects the diversity of Canadian society in his speeches. Eyre often reminds Canadians that military strength is not just in weapons, but in the people who serve. Legacy. And IMPST from peacekeeping in Bosnia to commanding the Canadian Armed Forces. General Eyre's legacy is still unfolding, but one thing is clear: he has guided Canada's military with integrity, strength, and vision during uncertain times. He stands as a role model not only for soldiers, but for all Canadians, showing what leadership, service, and sacrifice truly mean. After graduating from the Royal Military College of Canada, Wayne Eyre began his service as an officer in one of the country's most respected infantry regiments, the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry PPCLI. It was here that he developed a strong foundation in leadership, discipline, and tactical operations in the early stages of his career. Eyre was deployed to some of the most volatile regions in the world. Most notably, during the 1990s, he served in the Balkans, including missions in Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina, as part of the United Nations peacekeeping operations. These missions came during a period of violent ethnic conflict and civil war in the former Yugoslavia. Canadian troops were deployed to protect civilians, deliver humanitarian aid, and enforce fragile ceasefires. Years' time in the Balkans was deeply formative. He witnessed firsthand the horrors of ethnic violence, genocide, and displacement, experiences that profoundly shaped his values as a soldier and commander. He learned the importance of not only military strength, but also compassion, restraint, and diplomacy. His service during this time earned him recognition for professionalism under pressure, and he quickly stood out as a reliable and capable leader. He demonstrated the kind of courage and calm leadership that would define his entire career, in addition to the Balkans. Eyre also served in other peacekeeping and NATO-related missions, building experience in multinational operations and cross-cultural cooperation skills critical for any modern military leader after gaining valuable experience in peacekeeping missions. General Wayne D. Eyre began rising steadily through the ranks of the Canadian Armed Forces throughout the 2000s and 2010s. Eyre served in increasingly senior leadership roles, each one testing his command abilities and preparing him for top-level military responsibility. He commanded at every level, from company and battalion up to brigade-level leadership. His ability to inspire troops, plan operations with precision, and adapt to complex missions earned him a strong reputation within the army. One of the key highlights of his mid-career came in Afghanistan, where he served as Deputy Commanding General of Operations for the U.S. Army's the 18th Airborne Corps during Operation Enduring Freedom. His role placed him in a joint multinational environment, where he coordinated with allies and managed real-time combat and stabilization efforts. He became the first non-American officer to ever hold that position. In 2017, Eyre achieved another milestone when he was appointed Deputy Commander of the United Nations Command in Korea, making him the first Canadian general in history to hold such a role on the Korean peninsula. This role demonstrated the global trust placed in him and Canada's continued role in international security. Then, in 2019, he was promoted to Commander of the Canadian Army, overseeing all land forces in the country. Under his command, the Army focused on modernization, Arctic readiness, rapid deployment capabilities, and support for domestic emergencies such as floods and wildfires. General Eyre's steady climb through the ranks was built on a reputation for strategic thinking, calm leadership in crisis, and unwavering commitment to the mission qualities that positioned him for the highest post in Canada's military. In November 2021, General Wayne D. Eyre reached the pinnacle of Canada's military leadership when he was officially appointed Chief of the Defence Staff, CDS, the highest-ranking military officer in the Canadian Armed Forces, CAF. He assumed this position during a time of intense transition and challenge for the military. The CAF was dealing with multiple crises, including internal issues around misconduct, organizational trust, and calls for widespread cultural reformers. Appointment followed a period of leadership instability, and he was widely seen as a stabilizing force, someone who combined operational experience with moral credibility. His mission, to rebuild public confidence, restore discipline and integrity, and guide the CAF through a complex new era of global and domestic threats as CDs. General Eyre became the top military advisor to the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Defense, responsible for overseeing the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Special Forces. He played a crucial role in shaping Canada's defense policy and ensuring operational readiness at home and abroad. Under his leadership, the CAF undertook major reforms in areas such as conduct and accountability within the military rank, support for victims of abuse and harassment, gender and cultural inclusivity, modernization of military equipment and training, strengthening Canada's Arctic and cyber defense capabilities. Also emphasized Canada's commitment to its allies through organizations like NATO and NORAD, reinforcing Canada's role in international peacekeeping, collective security, and global humanitarian missions, known for his calm demeanor and thoughtful leadership style. General Eyre regularly addressed both military personnel and the Canadian public with messages of accountability, unity, and service through difficult times. He has emerged as a symbol of integrity and resilience, a military leader trusted not only by his government, but by the people who serve under him. General Wayne Eyre's leadership is defined by a rare combination of discipline, humility, and forward-thinking strategy. Throughout his career, and especially as Chief of the Defense Staff, he has led with a deep sense of duty, empathy, and responsibility toward both the institution and the people who serve within it. Unlike traditional top-down military commanders, Eyre emphasizes a people-first approach. He believes that the strength of a nation's military lies not only in its technology or tactics, but in its morale, values, and ethical foundations. His leadership reflects a modern, inclusive vision of the Canadian Armed Forces' focus on culture and accountability. One of his most urgent goals as CDS has been to reform the internal culture of the military. He has acknowledged past failures and pushed for accountability at all levels, particularly regarding misconduct, harassment, and abuse of power. Eyre has promoted a military culture where respect, professionalism, and diversity are non-negotiable. He continues to advocate for safe environments where all members, regardless of gender, race, or background, can thrive, and leaders of today. General Wayne Eyre continues to serve as the Chief of the Defense Staff, actively shaping the future of the Canadian Armed Forces. Though his career is not yet over, his legacy is already firmly established. He will be remembered as a transformational leader who took charge during one of the most challenging periods in Canadian military history. He faced issues of internal reform, global uncertainty, rising cyber threats, and increasing public scrutiny, and did so with integrity, determination, and an unwavering sense of duty. Eyre's most lasting impact may be his effort to restore trust within the military, not only between ranks, but between the military and Canadian society as a whole. His work,